this video of Touring With Us. We are going to take you on a food for thought journey in this video. So I'm at Las Palmas here. I just want to give a good mention to this place because I'll tell you what, as far as I know, it's always been open here. It's never had a moment where it's never open. But yeah, here in Great Yarmouth, you can see that on your screen right now. And yes, my name's Nick C, just in case you're wondering. You know the date and time that I'm at right now. I'm going to show you the meal I've got before I eat it, and I'll give you a full marks out of 10, roughly speaking, at the end. You know what I'm going to give. I'm going to give it top marks because, you know, it's brilliant. I'm going to do it in a different way than other people do it. They do it like 10 out of 10 kind of thing. I'm going to say the alphabet. So I'm going to give it a B, C, D, E, F, and maybe an A in amongst all that, and going as far as Z. But I don't think it will ever go and reach that far. But I'm actually going to sort of come somewhere near the top here, and you'll find out that in just a moment. Although it's pretty quiet in here at the moment, let's have a look at what I've got then. Basically, of course, you can see the mushrooms look absolutely brilliant. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like mushrooms, but if you're not a mushroom fan, then you won't like this. You can see what it looks like itself, and the pasta to go with it there. That is just gorgeous. Top marks for that, I've got to say that. Top food, yeah, top chef. I just know it's going to be good. We'll come to the chips in just a moment. I can tell you the price of it. Creamy mushroom pasta for £7.90, and of course the chips is the small one. Just for small, you get a good portion there, and it's £3.50 for that. Reasonable price. You expect that. And the quality of them look like Harry Ransom's from down the road. But yeah, what I will say is it's definitely worth trying out, and I'm going to try this out for definite, and I recommend you stay on to watch me at the end finish this. So I'm going to get on and eat this and give it a good old taste. And just have a look at the menu of what we got here. That's the set breakfast. You also got your breakfast and your breakfast items there, and your other meals there. The omelette. Don't worry, I've got a picture of this if you want to see the full version of this. You can get jacket potatoes as well, burgers as well. I was actually trying to look for burgers and I found it on my camera. And paninis as well, and sandwiches, baguettes, wraps, all down here. And if you look on the other side, quickly just go through it, you've got your pasta selection there, sausage, kids menu, cakes, pastries and desserts. You've got such a mixture of things that you can have. La Palma special, and of course they are very, very friendly staff, I've got to say that. Salad and cold drinks are just here. Hot drinks are here. Tea for £2.20 there, you can see, and a coffee for £2.70. A Nescafe there. And of course a Ben and Jerry's ice cream there you can get there. Lovely. These are all your side orders here, and your salads. Alright, I'm going to crack on and eat these both meals here, and I will take a snapshot of this for evidence and future reference. Well, I'll finish the chips meal just about. Very tasty indeed. Good oil in that. 10 out of 10 for that. Now the final meal to try. Look at those mushrooms, creamy. Oh, yeah, getting tucked into that. Just about. I think I'll just about make it. Would you say I've finished that in complete style there? Alright, I might have left the cream, probably because it's too fattening, but overall, that tasted lovely. I just about managed it. So what rate am I going to give both of those meals? Well, I'll tell you when I get back into the room. So join me in just a couple of shakes. Yeah, I think I spilt a bit of cream on me. Catch you in a bit. Well, I'm so glad to be in the warm rather than be drenched with rain outside the La Palmas there. But of course, credit to the staff who made great meals there. The only thing I could say is the pasta was a little bit on the cold side, but of course the middle part was great. If you are a mushroom fan, then you'll love it. If you're not a mushroom fan, you would have chosen a different option of meat and probably mince and pasta on that particular level. And what I will say is I'm going to give both of those dishes a mark out of A to Z. So even though I said 10 out of 10 for the first meal, which was the chips, okay, the second meal was also 10 out of 10, but I'm going to do it in a different sort of angle, which is A to Z. Okay, A to Z on the first meal is going to be a top A mark for the chips. Even though it's quite filling, they were good quality and the oil wasn't too bad either. So yeah, the second meal, the pasta and mushroom with cream in it, even though I left the cream because it not only it was fattening, but of course it just felt me up and I couldn't eat anymore basically. I felt the need to eat every pasta or whatever you like to call it, you know, because it felt rude not to finish it all off because the chefs did a marvellous job. I felt that sort of feeling of when I went in that restaurant. They also do breakfasts as well, and they recognised us from last time. I didn't recognise the young guy that delivered the food though. But anyway, that said, definitely A out of 10, even though of course it was a little bit on the cold side around the edges of the pasta. But of course, as I say, mushroom fans would love it, non-mushroom fans will hate it or will not like it. But yeah, I'm just going to introduce you to something very special here, because I went round the corner to a convenience store. I'll just get that mentioned because yet again the guy recognised me from last time. So what I will say now is I want to show you where you can actually buy this particular brand and this logo, very much creamier than the Viva I normally buy from Iceland and Lidl, which used to be in Lidl but not in Lidl anymore. But for some reason they took it off the shelf. I haven't got an idea why they did that, because at the time they were selling it really cheap. Why get rid of a good make that is selling well? And even though the price went up for the milk, they got rid of it, or seemed to get rid of it, or they couldn't get hold of it, or something like that. But yeah, they just could have put it up to say like 90p or something like that. That could have made a big difference, but they don't seem to put it in their stores anymore. But even though they're the small version, which you can also buy online on eBay, I think, but you can buy a larger version on eBay as well. But in a shop wise, the convenience store next to the La Palmas in Great Yarmouth, where they also sell other things like beach toys and things like that, it's pretty much a convenience store, open pretty much to reasonable lateness depending on how the trade goes. In other words, if the trade is doing well, the shop will open longer, like any other business. But this is the creamier version compared to the Viva milk, which I buy from Iceland, which is about £1.20. So yeah, this is my favourite Lakeland milk, by the way. And you can get the blue version of this as well. Remember where you see it. And have a look round. There you go. Good quality milk. That's going in the fridge in a minute. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, do take care. Peace out. And remember, we'll carry on promoting the community for you wherever we go. It's Nick C. Goodbye.